But would I ever drink again? And the answer, hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I am Jessica, and of course this is my channel. Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about something that I don't talk about too often. Yes, I've talked about it sometimes, but I haven't really went in depth about it, and this is what this video is for. So, if you can see from the title down below, we're going to be talking about why I stopped drinking, my relationship with alcohol, will I be drinking again? Things of that nature, everything to do basically with me and alcohol and where I am right now within that journey. I'm going to start off by saying it is so hot right now. The windows are closed. Let's see if I can... I feel like you guys can definitely hear that, so we're just going to close that. It's fine, we're just going to sweat. It's okay. I got some ice cold water here. And I'll be drinking that a lot throughout this video. Okay, so let's just get started. We're gonna talk about the background first. The background of me and alcohol and what my relationship was like in the beginning, in the fresh days of my journey. Okay, so I started drinking, like, I think it was grade 9. I feel like that's normal. Like, let me know if that's normal. The first year of high school, I think. Yeah, I would say like the first year of high school is when I started drinking. I don't remember drinking in elementary school. I feel like in elementary school, when I would hear people like were drinking or like smoking weed, I literally treated it in my head like it was heroin. I was like, no, but obviously in high school things change. You have more freedom, you're meeting more people, you're connecting with different groups, and you're getting older, you want to have more fun, and you're a little bit like rebellious. So that's when I started drinking, the first year of high school. I would drink throughout high school, mostly parties. I feel like there were so many parties in high school. Clubs, the fake ID, you know, sometimes, but like not really. It was honestly mostly house parties, like get-togethers, things like that. Nothing really too crazy. In high school, I was more of like a social drinker, so I wouldn't drink too like I would have a good time, but I wouldn't be going overboard. And then in college and university, when I got a little bit older and I was going to more, I would say, clubs, lounges, bars, things like that, a little bit less parties just because, like, I don't know, things change. But yeah, I'd go to more clubs and stuff, and this is where I knew something wasn't going right. The thing is, I would be going overboard now, be going overboard a little bit too much. And what I mean by overboard is like so extra, you know, just too drunk, messy. I was a little bit meshy, as like Kelly Stamps would say, messy drunk, and like it was not cute. Obviously, during that time, like I couldn't really, you know, put two and two together because I was just like, oh, whatever, I'm just having a good time with my friends, like we're not doing anything crazy. But it's like, Jessica, you're going overboard, you were doing a little bit too much. Okay, so I'm originally from Toronto. I live in Italy now, but there was an era in my life where it was like day parties. Every weekend was day parties. If you're from Toronto and you know what cold tea is, or you're from the GTA, cold tea, if you know, you know. The day party that everyone would just be at, and basically it's what it sounds like. It's a party in the daytime, and it's outdoors, well, mostly outdoors. I'm talking about the old location, by the way. I know like they moved to like some other location. I haven't been to the new one yet. Well, not yet, but I just haven't been there. But yeah, I would just be getting drunk in the middle of the day with my friends, you know. But this is the thing. At that time in my life, I worked at a gym, like a smoothie place in a gym. I just say gym because it's easier. Cold tea was on Sundays. So it was on Sundays, you know, we'd drink all day. In the evening, we'd probably like go out to eat or something. And just, it would be very drunk. Sometimes like too drunk to even go out to eat, that I would just like stay over at my friend's house who lived in like the actual core of Toronto, like kind of closer to Cold Tea. Most of the time I would have to work on Monday morning. I have to be at work at like, I think 7:30. Why was I always waking up? First of all, why was I always throwing up the Sunday evening at my friend's house sleeping over? That's number one. That's when I knew like, this is, after one time, okay, 2 times, 3 times, not cute. Not cute. 4, 5, 6 times, it's like, get it together. Get it together, okay? So anyways, I'd have to work on Monday mornings at 7:30 most of the time. I think like pretty much every single time. I'm just like, this is my life. And honestly, I'd be waking up at either 7 and having to be like, oh my God, I have to rush home, get my like, not uniform, but like my work shirt, and rush to work. Or I'd be waking up at 8 o'clock and in downtown Toronto when I worked in Mississauga, the city right beside it, and I'd be like, wow, so I'm waking up and I was supposed to be at work half an hour ago and I still have like so much to do. It was just not good. And can I just say that I was waking up hung over AF, like not just like, oh my God, we're up and we're late. No, I'm up, I feel like shit, I'm hung over, and now I have to like go to another city. I have to go to another city, and not just that, I have to go to work. Okay, so this was all summer 2019, and honestly that summer was just it was too much for me. Now we're gonna get on to the thing that actually made me stop drinking, and it's this one word: anxiety. Before I experienced this, I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know that was a thing. I just thought like, okay, you drink a lot, you wake up, you get hungover, or like some people black out. I honestly wasn't like prone to blacking out. Okay, yes, I blacked out, but not like, you know how some people are like, oh, I black out every weekend? Like, no, I was just like really drunk. Yes, like you forget bits and pieces, but like not like, you know, fully blackout and you're like, I can't remember one thing that happened to me last night. Like that's insane, but whatever, everyone's different, okay? So moving on, anxiety. Never knew what it was. Didn't know that like anxiety, like didn't know that people, like I knew you can wake up feeling hungover, but I didn't know people had an anxiety aspect to it, if you know what I mean. For some of you guys who don't know, I'm a solo traveler at heart. Like most of my travels are solo. That's just like how I like to do things, on my own schedule, on my own time, just like love doing things my way. I know it sounds like I'm getting off a track, but I'm not. I'm actually getting more onto track, okay? So August 2019, I took a solo trip to Mexico, okay? And everything was going fine. Usually when I solo travel, like in my drinking days, I would have like 1 or 2 drinks throughout the day and then like 1 or 2 drinks in the evening, like during dinner. When I was drinking and I was traveling with friends, I would have like way more, honestly, doubles. I'm just laughing because a friend's house I always used to sleep over at after the day party. I went on vacation with her one time and I was throwing back the doubles. But anyways, it was fun time. But yeah, if I'm traveling by myself, like I'm not getting belligerent drunk. I'm just like having a really good time, probably getting tipsy, like for sure, whatever. Like I don't travel just to get drunk, you know, I'm having a good time. I cannot tell you what happened, but basically on my last night of this trip, I just went a little bit wild. I don't know. I was drinking, I never even drink beer, but I was drinking beer. I had like free wine in the room, and then I don't think I was drinking hard liquor, but like I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. I was just mixing and matching, and it was just like too much. And I remember, I don't even talk to this like person anymore, but she was my friend at the time, and I was sending her like videos, and we're all like just like laughing, whatever. I think she was with this other friend too, and those videos right now are on my iCloud, and she has them, and they're nowhere else. So I hope to God that they never get out to the public. Honestly, I can't, but I can. Let's keep going. The next morning, I think it was August 30th or 31st, I don't remember honestly, but let me just tell you, I woke up and I felt anxiety. Yes, I have anxiety here and there, whatever, but this was like to my soul, okay? That I've never felt that anxious in my life. It was just at an all-time high, plus being hungover. I was like, oh, like this is not okay. And I was leaving the hotel that day, the resort, to go back to Toronto. You know how when you go out drinking or you're drinking whatever and you wake up super hungover, and we all do this, we're like, I'm never drinking again, like I'm just never drinking again, I feel so bad. I've said that like multiple times in the past, like when I was drinking, so many times, literally over 10 times. I'm like, I'm not drinking again, like I can't, whatever. But like we all go back to it, most of us. But I knew in this moment at the end of August 2019, I was like, no. Like I just knew in my soul, I'm like, I'm serious. Like I'm literally never drinking again. I never want to like have alcohol in my body again. I can't. Like I just feel so bad that there's no way I ever want to feel like this again. And I honestly like kind of pride myself on being a cold turkey type of person. I know obviously that's not for everyone. Like some people literally need to wean off of things. I totally understand. But for me personally, everything I've wanted to stop in my life, I've done it overnight, and I don't know, it just works like that for me. I just need to like make a decision, and the next day, that's it. Like that's me personally. And to make things even better, when I was doing solo traveling, when I was like a resort solo travel type of person, basically when you book a resort, most of the time if you're booking like with a, I guess, good travel company or whatever, or you're booking a package basically, your flight and your accommodation, you'll have like this bus that takes you from the airport to the hotel, and then the same thing too when you're leaving from the hotel to the airport, right? And this bus will stop at different resorts or different hotels depending on whatever who's going there. They have the list, they know what they're doing, okay? But this time for some reason, God knows, I don't know, okay? I was trying to leave to go to the airport because I had to go back home, and the bus like completely missed my hotel. I guess I was the only one going, and the bus just like completely missed it. So I'm there feeling, to this day, top 3 worst moments or feelings of my life, okay? And I'm there talking to them, and I'm trying to be like, okay, I need to go, like the bus is supposed to be here at this time, whatever. Because the first day when you actually get to the resort, the following day you have a meeting with your tour guide, not tour guide, the airline representative. Basically, he just tells you about the resort, tells you when you're going to be picked up on the last day there, blah blah blah. There's a book with everything. I knew that I wasn't late. I knew that like I got up on time, blah blah blah, but they made a mistake, and then they're like, oh, you're gonna have to pay, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna have to pay because I already paid for this in my like package to being here. So it's a little bit back and forth, and the whole time I'm just like, oh my god, like I can't deal with this. And I'm not the type of person, I don't think I've ever, not that I can remember, I never thrown up while being, no, that's a lie. I never thrown up the morning of being hungover, always the night before, like never really in the morning. Maybe one time, but I'm just saying that to say that. But no, it's always the night before, definitely throwing up. I'm not in the morning. So I just feel sick, I just feel bad. But this whole anxiety thing was sick, bad, headache, plus anxiety. And I'm like, I just cannot be doing this. I cannot be fighting with you for something that I know I'm right about. But anyways, I got it together, and they're like, okay, ma'am, like whatever, you're right. And then basically they got a taxi for me to take like to the airport. Let me just say, from the moment I woke up to the moment I actually got in the taxi, I had like 3 mental breakdowns in between then. I was just losing it. I was actually really losing it. Got to the airport, never felt worse in my life. Literally, this feeling was lasting 3 days, and I'm like, oh my god, like this is horrible. Anyways, don't know how I made the plane ride, but I did, thank the Lord. My partner at the time picked me up from the airport, and I remember me saying like, I'm literally never drinking again. And I would always tell him like in the past, at times I'm like never drinking again, like haha, because when we go out for dinner, like I'd have a glass of rosé, whatever. But I'm like, no, I'm not drinking, like this is just like, I was trying to say, I'm like, you don't understand how I felt. Like no, this is not for me. And literally, I know he thought I was joking, because like, it's like the girl or the boy who cried wolf, right? Like you keep saying something, it doesn't happen, you're joking or you're lying, whatever. And then when the time actually comes, like who's gonna believe you? Who's gonna believe you? And I don't blame him, but like I was very serious, and I knew I was in my soul. I remember like the next time we like went out for dinner or lunch or whatever, and I actually didn't order wine, he's like, oh, like she's serious? I'm like, yeah, I'm serious. Funny, not funny, funny haha, not funny hee hee. Like 3 weeks later, we literally broke up, and that was a whole situation. It was a whole situation. Anyways, that's sad. So fast forward to now. September 2023 will be 4 years without drinking. And honestly, like, I don't miss it at all. Like, as I said, I was always a social drinker. I've never, like, was that type of person that was like, okay, today it's been like a long, hard day. Let me have a glass of wine at home, or let me just have a glass of wine while watching TV. I've only ever in my life bought an alcohol if I knew I was drinking with friends or like at a social setting. I'm not the type of person to be drinking at home alone, which makes sense. That's why I don't really like go belligerent drunk when I'm like solo traveling. And that one instance, the last time I was drinking, it just was not me, but it was me. I think out of all the things that I stopped I'm throwing up. I think out of all the things I stopped cold turkey, giving up alcohol was like the easiest thing. Because honestly, alcohol didn't really do anything for me. It was just like a fun thing to have, you know? Like at my house right now with my boyfriend, we have white wine, red wine, beer, hard liquor, like we have basically everything. And I don't feel triggered when I see it. Sometimes they'll have like a glass of white wine or a glass of red wine, whatever, when we go out. I'm like, I don't feel the need to have a sip to drink it. I'm just like, it's there, it's whatever to me. It's almost like how I am with like veganism. Like I'm a vegan, and literally everyone around me eats like normal, like meats and whatever. And I don't care, I can have a vegan meal and you can eat meat in front of me. I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, stop, save the animals. No, like I literally do not care. So nowadays I rarely go to like clubs or like big parties or like big events or whatever. Like, I don't know, like I'm sure we all know that when you're the sober one all around and you're around like very drunk people, it's a little wild. It's a little wild. I'm definitely not gonna talk down to people that drink, but it's just, a different experience than being part of the drunk crew. I don't remember if I went to like a drinking thing last year, I don't know. But this year, at least last month actually, I went to the Box in London and I got my fix, okay? I got my fix of being the sober person around lots of drunk people at like a club. If you don't know what the Box is, just keep it that way. Yeah, but I was around everyone who was like drinking and stuff. Most people were drinking and it was like, you know, I'm good. I got my fix for the year. Like, why do I need to be in a place that, not that I feel uncomfortable, but it's like, okay, a couple hours and I'm good, you know? It doesn't need to be like an every week thing, an every month thing. It'll be a yearly thing, an annual thing, as they say. Okay, so now I want to talk about the differences between when I was drinking and now when I'm not drinking, because I feel like people ask me this all the time, and like I always give a very lackluster, whatever, you know, a very bad answer, because honestly, like, there's not so many changes. I'm not like, what? Because the thing is, I never really, I don't think I was an alcoholic. Why did I think like that? I don't think I was an alcoholic. I honestly just like would drink, whatever. But it wasn't like depending on drinking. It wasn't like, you know, something I would sneak around or like have to have. Like, I was just like, whatever, a normal person. Maybe a little bit more than normal, but not an alcoholic level, right? So it wasn't really deteriorating my life like in a crazy way. So the differences that I feel in my life are very minimal. Like, okay, yes, I feel like this is like no matter what, if you drink, yes, when you stop drinking, you feel less puffy, less bloated. I can definitely tell that, because when I see some pictures of my face, like pre-2019, I'm like, wow, it was like moon face. That might not be me. It might be just what moon face is, because I have literally, like, I don't know, I just can't find a lot of pictures of me from before 2019. Yes, they're in my iCloud, but we don't want to go there. Obviously, I save money because, like, the amount of money you spend on alcohol, like, it's a lot. It is so funny that I'm remembering this, like, in this moment, because in between my past partner and who I am with now, I would go on dates and stuff, and these people would be like, oh, you're such a cheap date because like you don't drink. And I'm like, not that they're saving so much, but obviously the numbers are very different. If you're gonna be drinking like while you're going out, you know, it adds up quickly if you're having 1 or 2 drinks, if you're getting a bottle at the table. And it's just funny because I'm like, I obviously don't intend for it to be this way, but like, I just don't drink. So yeah, less puffy overall, saved money. And then the last difference is that I let go of like some friends. And it's funny, like party friends, I guess. It's funny because the same people that when I said I was gonna stop drinking are the same people, wait, no, that makes no sense. The same people that are not my friends anymore are the same people that when I stopped drinking, they're like, oh, you're not gonna make it, you're not gonna last. You've said this before, which they're not wrong about the last part. I have said that before, but I was very serious this time. I've said that before, you're not gonna make it, la 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 la, and you know, I did. I honestly think I stopped drinking at the perfect time. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like during COVID, I could have turned into one of those people that I was talking about before, like, oh, it's a long day, let's have a glass of wine. Oh, I'm stressed, let's have a glass of wine. I don't know. I don't know, because I've seen, not that I've seen, I know a lot of people turned into that during COVID, and like I wouldn't be surprised if I wasn't, right? Like I don't want to exclude myself from that, especially when the beginning of COVID, when there's really nothing to do, and LCBO, which is like the place to get alcohol in Ontario, was open. I'm like, and the line was out the door. So I could have very easily been part of that, but honestly, I just think everything works out at the right timing, and I'm happy I stopped when I stopped. It's also interesting because I feel like I've been seeing a lot more people being like sober curious, like learning how to make mocktails, stop drinking for like a month or 2 to see how they feel. And I don't know, this is something that like it wasn't very too common, or wasn't too like out there really when I stopped drinking. But obviously I guess now, I'm not saying I'm a fucking trendsetter, most definitely not. I'm just saying now, I think because social media is getting more bigger and bigger, it's cool to see that people are like, okay, maybe I'll stop drinking for a month or 2 and like see how I feel, or you know, I'm gonna get a mocktail, I'm gonna start making mocktails. It's nice. I actually like it. It honestly makes me feel less alone. As I said before, I don't have anything against people that drink. I don't think I'm better than people that drink. I just really had to listen to my body when I woke up that morning, and it was saying like, you literally have to stop drinking right now. Like I just never wanted to feel that way ever in my life again. And that's what I did. I just listened to my body and was like, this is the best decision that I can make for myself right now. Literally, imagine how bad I felt to never drink again. Like, I can't explain, guys. I keep saying like hungover and anxiety, but like, it was times 1,000. It was just like, no, my whole life was like, that's it. The question I've been asked literally the most after what are the differences you feel between drinking and not drinking, the question is, do you ever see yourself drinking again? Would you ever drink again? Are you just stopping for now? Will you be drinking in the future? Also, people always ask me, like, have you ever had a sip in between? No, not even a sip, not even a drop, okay? But would I ever drink again? And the answer is yes, but no. So let me answer you this. It's really no, but my exception is my wedding. I've always told my partner now, I'm like, when? I was gonna say if, LOL. When we get married, I'm like, I wanna have 2 glasses of like one of the best rosés ever, okay? And he's like, you're gonna get drunk. You haven't drank for a long time, you're gonna get drunk. I'm like, and maybe I do. But it's honestly 2 glasses of rosé. I think I'll be fine. But yeah, that's my only exception is when I get married, I wanna have 2 glasses of rosé. Obviously not like back to back, but like throughout the evening or day or whatever. I don't know when I'm getting married. Why am I trying to figure out day or night? Don't know, but all I know is that on my wedding day, I will be having 2 glasses of rosé. And I say this to everyone, and now I'm happy I'm telling the internet now. If you ever see me posting on social media with a drink that is not a mocktail, because some mocktails very like look like drink, look like a real alcohol. But if you ever see me posting with alcohol, just know that I'm so damn bad, something is wrong, and send help. Because that is just not me. That's just not my scene anymore. So yeah, I'm happy I'm telling you guys now. So I honestly don't think I'd ever be drinking again. Like something so bad has to happen to me for me to be like downing back the alcohol, but that is that. I did make a video, I think a few months after I stopped drinking actually, and I'm just talking about the whole scenario and situation and like my history with alcohol and stuff. But honestly, last night or 2 nights ago, I privated, I can't even say that word. I privated it because it was just like all over the place. I was just, the editing wasn't good, my storytelling wasn't good, my storytelling skills, the way I was saying things, I just didn't like it. I honestly didn't like it, so I'm like, let me refresh this video, let me do it again years later, and let me add more depth and detail to it, because yeah, I just wasn't taking YouTube that seriously back then, and it was just, this is a better video, okay? It's more comprehensive. As I said before, I'm happy I stopped when I stopped. I think it was the perfect time for me and my life and with like everything going on in the world. And yeah, I just couldn't stop at a better time. And honestly, like I feel like things would have went downhill with my life if I continued to drink after that whole experience, because it was just too much. It was just too much. I have nothing against alcohol. That's a lie. I literally just like it, guys. Not that I have something against it, but like, I don't think it's the best for you, but it's like, I'm not a doctor, you know? Like, do you drink responsibly, obviously, and that's the best I can say. So, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Of course, these are my socials. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!